If you've inherited a property and you're thinking about selling it, you might have more options than you realize. Let's talk about the three financial options that you can pursue when selling an inherited property here in Tucson. Hi, my name's Carl Krenzel. I'm the broker over here at Carl Buys Houses. And when a loved one passes and leaves you with property, it might be a meaningful gesture, but the truth is, an inherited property isn't always convenient to own. There are additional bills, expenses, maintenance, upkeep, and stress. And honestly, taking care of it, it can be very time consuming. So if you're thinking about selling, you might first be thinking about selling it with a real estate agent. However, you might be surprised to learn that you do have some options that you might want to consider as well. As a matter of fact, did you know that you have three financial options that you could pursue when selling an inherited property here in Tucson? Let's talk about them real briefly. Now first, let's just talk about going through a real estate agent, just to be open. As a broker and a realtor myself who's been in the realtor game, Tucson, the broker real estate game for 20 years or so, I can honestly tell you there's nothing wrong with selling through a real estate agent, but you should be aware that an agent is going to have you fix the property up a little bit first. And then there's going to be some closing costs. The buyer's probably going to request some closing costs. And then there's, on top of all that, there's going to be a commission and charged. Now, you're not really sure how long it's going to take. This whole process could take months. And some people, they don't really like how long that takes. So let's take a look at some of the other options that maybe you could employ. First, refinance, right? I mean, obviously one option is, which is a type of selling, is to refinance the property with a bank and maybe use that money for other things. Now, it's true, you're still going to own the property, which is something you may or may not want to do, but that's a financial option that some people might consider if they're selling in order to get the money, right? Next, you could still use the house, you could still rent it out, but you would need to pay back the loan to the bank. But again, that's just an option to consider, right? Another option to consider, right? A rent to own. Now, another option is to sell the house over the long term by selling it to a tenant. Now, typically, these tenants are people who can't get a mortgage traditionally, but want to own a house. So they'll pay you rent, and over time, they'll be able to buy the property through either additional additional amount that they pay you each month above their rent that goes towards their purchase price, or by waiting until their credit's cleaned up to purchase the property with a regular mortgage. But again, a rent to own is another option. Third, you could certainly sell it fast for cash. Now, one little known option that homeowners of inherited properties might enjoy is the ability to sell the house fast for cash. Now, instead of selling through an agent and hoping that they can find a buyer, which again can take months, you can work with a house buying company like what I do at Carl Buys Houses. I'm an investor as well as a realtor, and I'll buy your property for cash, usually in as little as 7 to 10 days. It's fast, it's simple, and it doesn't require any work at all. So there you have it, the three financial options that you can use when selling your inherited property here in Tucson. If you're thinking about selling your inherited property fast for cash, I can definitely help. Give me a call today at 520-403-6227 or click on the link below and tell me about your property, and I'll be happy to help you out in any way I can. Thanks a lot for listening, and as always, have a powerful selling day. Bye-bye.